How are the higher interest rates affecting the real estate market here in Rochester, Minnesota? Let's go take a look at some of the data from the month of October. The first thing that I like to take a look at is demand, and then we'll take a look at supply. When we look at demand, the median sale price for the month of September was $310,000. So how does that compare with the last couple of months? Well, if we look at, June, that's when we've had the highest median sale price for $325,000. So we're definitely under that, which if we'll take a look here, that's usually pretty typical. The real estate market here in Rochester in most places is cyclical. So usually as we're going from the summer to the fall and then starting to head into the winter, we usually see that the median sale price starts to go down. But let's take a look at, compared to September of 2022, what was the median sale price? So we are up 5.4% higher. And if we take a look at September of 2022, that would have been $294,000. And let's just go back to see what was like the highest median sale price in 2022, as interest rates were starting to go up, right? So the highest sale price was $333,000. So again, we're not too far off from, the highest median sale price we've seen here in the last, year or so. So I predict that this median sale price will start to kind of come down a little bit, which if we look here, like in January, it went down to like 278. December of 2022, it was 292. So you can see from like the peak here, you see that the price starts to trend down. So I'm imagining that, especially with the higher rates, I think yesterday when I looked, it was at 7.5%. So I'm guessing that's kind of where we are right now for a 30-year mortgage. We'll see this median sale price maybe going down. I mean, could it go all the way down to 278? Possibly. We'll just have to kind of wait and see. So if you're a buyer, that's good news for you, right? So, but we'll talk more about, the kind of the changes for buyers and sellers at the end of this video. So now let's take a look at days on the market. So how quickly are homes selling? So if we look here for September, it was 13 days. Since the summer, it's been, 11. It kind of been around this same under 2 weeks timeline, which is really fast. I mean, that's really good. The market's cyclical. So in December, like in the winter time, let's see, February was 42 days, which is kind of a, surprising to see that number there. But, it was like 34 days, 32. So, October, November, December numbers, I will predict that this days on the market will start to go up higher, right? So on the demand side, prices have softened a little bit. I mean, that's normal. There's still a lot of demand. There's still a lot of people looking to buy a home, so there's probably not as much as there were a year ago because, due to the higher rates, some people can't qualify anymore, or maybe they can qualify for a house, but they can't really buy what they want to buy, so they can't, make a move right now. So that's the look at demand. Let's take a look at supply. So within the last several years, we've heard that supply has been really low. There's not enough homes available or, being built fast enough for people that are looking to buy. So let's take a look at September. So we had 170 new homes, new listings. So new listings, right? Could be previously owned homes or new construction homes. So 170. The month before was 214. So that the peak usually in the spring. So in March was 237. And compared to September of 2022, we are at 4% less homes available. So, I think that the more homes we have available, the better. There's more options for buyers and we need that supply. But I think that, rates are affecting, people with lower rates who may want to move, maybe upside or, buy something bigger or different, whatever. It's going to be harder for them to make that decision because they're going from, 3% rate or even 4% to now 7.5. So I think that's gonna keep the supply more smaller size, right? But we'll have to kind of keep an eye on that. Homes for sale, so there's 299 homes for sale as of September of 2023. So it's down 7% compared to September of last year. There were more homes in September of 2022, which is I think that was kind of like the peak of rates as well. And then the rates kind of came back down and now they're back up again. So obviously, we'll have more homes available the less demand there is. So we'll have to kind of monitor that. One of the metrics that I like to look at, which is very interesting, is to look at the percentage of the original price. So if you listed a house for $100,000, what was the median percentage that homes sold for? So September is 100%. August, so if you look at all these months starting since February, everything's selling at asking price. pretty much, right? Which is kind of interesting to see that. But where I think the difference is on the buyer side, you have more negotiating power. So you can ask for some closing costs, right? You can, maybe offer a little on sale price, the asking price, right? You can get your home inspection. You can get the seller to fix some things from the home inspection because you're not seeing as many multiple offer situations. On great homes, on homes that are well priced, homes that are nicely marketed, nicely staged, those you might see multiple offers. Maybe you won't see 10, but you could see 2 to 3 offers, right? But otherwise, you can definitely get some negotiation because the demand has definitely softened from, this past spring. This past spring was wild. It was crazy. Like that's how it usually is in the spring. So that's, typical. But now you have, from the buyer side, you have definitely more negotiating power. So we've been talking more about the advantages that, buyers have as we've been looking at this number. So let's talk a little bit more about sellers. So I think the biggest advantage for sellers right now is that, due to the higher rates and a lot of people that are thinking about selling, right? So other sellers or competition, right? There's going to be less of those because, it's harder for them to go from lower rates to higher rates. When you have to sell, you have to sell, right? So you're going to have people going from a 4% interest rate and they have to sell, right? But for most people, they'll just kind of stay put. So you have less competition as a seller, which is a good thing, right? You still have people looking to buy. The percentage of list price to sell price was basically like 100%. So as long as you, list your home, price your home competitively, you take the time to make your home look nice, fix those maintenance items that you've been wanting to fix for a while, or things that may come up, the curb appeal, do some fresh painting, do the things that will add the most value to your home for the least amount of money or effort. So focus on those things, price it competitively, get some professional photos. That's my biggest pet peeve when I see homes listed, even homes in the $500,000 and the pictures are from like a cell phone, right? Like get some professional photos, do the best that you can so that you will sell your home as quickly as possible for a top dollar. And if you do those things, if you invest the time in that, you will get the most money for your house. So that's my advice for sellers. And I think the most important thing in this market is education. Know what's going on in the market. So if you're watching this video, that's going to be very helpful so you can see the trends. One of the things that I like to tell clients is every real estate market is different. So if you're watching the news and you're looking at kind of like the global US real estate market, usually is going to be pretty negative, but you have to look at, each independent market. The Rochester market, for the most part, has always been, if you will, in like the middle of the pack. It's not like a San Francisco real estate market or New York City where prices were, really high. And now, with a change in demand, they start to come down a lot per se. We've always kind of been in the middle. So no matter any swings that we see in real estate, I feel like we won't be as affected as much, but it's still good to see what the trends are. If you have any questions on the real estate market, let me know in the comments below. If there's something I missed or any other questions that you have, let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. So thanks for watching.